Marriage is more than a union of two people. It's a social event, a family arrangement, and a cultural tradition. Anthropologists study marriage to understand how societies organize themselves. In India, marriage involves not just the bride and groom, but entire families and communities. Every region, caste, and tribe has its own unique customs. Marriage reveals the rules, beliefs, and values that shape a society. Who marries whom? What are the rituals? What gifts are exchanged? These questions tell us about power, gender, and kinship. By studying marriage, we see how people live together and pass on traditions. In India, marriage is a grand affair, celebrated with songs, dances, and ancient rituals. But behind the festivities, there are rules, and they differ everywhere. Some communities allow cousin marriage, others forbid it. Some permit multiple spouses, others do not. These differences make India a fascinating place to study marriage. This essay will break down key anthropological terms related to marriage. Each term will come alive with real Indian examples and stories. Whether you're new to anthropology or just curious about Indian society, this journey will change how you see marriage. Let's begin our exploration. Monogamy means having only one spouse at a time, and it's the most widespread form of marriage in India. In monogamous marriages, a man marries one woman and vice versa. This form is seen as ideal in many religions and is the legal norm for most Indian communities. Meet Ramesh and Priya from Mumbai, whose parents arranged their marriage after checking horoscopes and backgrounds. Their wedding was simple, attended by relatives and friends. Ramesh and Priya live together, raise children and share responsibilities, a story typical of millions of Indian couples. Monogamy is promoted by Hindu, Christian, and Sikh traditions. The Hindu Marriage Act of 1955 makes monogamy compulsory for Hindus. Muslims are allowed up to 4 wives under personal law, but most still prefer monogamy. Urbanization, education, and changing values are making monogamy even more popular. Monogamy is not just about love, it's linked to property, inheritance, and social stability. By limiting marriage to one partner, families can focus resources and attention. It also helps avoid disputes over property and children. Monogamy, therefore, is not just a personal choice, but a social arrangement. It's the foundation of most Indian families today. Polygyny is when one man has multiple wives at the same time. While rare today, it has deep roots in Indian history. Kings, landlords, and some tribal groups practiced polygyny as a sign of wealth and power. In Rajasthan, Rajput kings married several princesses from different kingdoms to forge alliances and expand influence. The wives lived in separate quarters, and their children often competed for succession. Polygyny is still found among some tribal communities and a few Muslim families, though it's now rare. Among the Toda tribe of Tamil Nadu, polygyny was once practiced alongside polyandry. Muslim law allows up to 4 wives, but very few men do so today. Economic reasons and social change have made polygyny less attractive. Polygyny creates complex family relationships. Wives may compete, and children may fight for inheritance. While it offered some men prestige, it often led to jealousy and conflict. Today, Indian law discourages polygyny, except under Muslim personal law. The practice is fading, but its legacy remains in stories and traditions. Polyandry is the practice of one woman having multiple husbands at the same time. It's very rare but has existed in Himalayan regions like Yansa Bawa in Uttarakhand and Kinnaur in Himachal Pradesh. Lata from Kinnaur married 3 brothers to keep their small plot of land undivided. By marrying one woman, the brothers kept the land together and worked as a team. Children are treated as the children of all husbands. Polyandry was a practical solution in harsh mountain regions where land is scarce. It also helped limit population growth in areas with few resources. The practice is now fading due to legal restrictions and changing values, but some remote villages still remember the old ways. Polyandry challenges our ideas of marriage and family. It shows that marriage is shaped by environment and necessity, not just culture. In India, polyandry is a reminder of the country's diversity and adaptability. Even rare practices have deep meaning. Endogamy means marrying within a specific group, like caste or religion. Exogamy means marrying outside a certain group. In India, both rules operate side by side. Caste endogamy is very strong, especially among Hindus. People are expected to marry within their caste, sometimes even within their subcaste or gotra. Sushila from Haryana's Jat family had to marry within her caste, and gotra, marrying outside, was forbidden. Breaking endogamy rules can lead to social boycott or even violence. Exogamy is also important. Many tribes forbid marriage within the same clan or village. Among the Gond tribe, clan exogamy is strict. A Gond cannot marry someone from their own clan. This ensures alliances between families and prevents inbreeding. Both endogamy and exogamy shape who people can marry, keeping communities together but also creating boundaries. In modern India, love marriages and urban life are challenging these rules. But for many, the old ways still hold strong. Marriage rules reveal the balance between tradition and change. Levirate is when a widow marries her deceased husband's brother. Sororat is when a widower marries his deceased wife's sister. These customs help keep property and children within the family and provide social support. In Rajasthan and Punjab, levirate was common among Jats and Rajputs to protect widows and keep land together. Sororate is less common, but seen among some tribal groups like the Bhil. If a wife died young, her sister might step in to care for the children. Today, levirate and sororate are rare, but they show how families adapt to loss. These customs highlight the importance of kinship and support in Indian society. Marriage is about families, not just individuals. Dowry is the transfer of wealth from the bride's family to the groom's family. Bride wealth is the opposite. In India, dowry is much more common, especially among Hindus, and can include cash, jewelry, and household items. Neha from Uttar Pradesh's family saved for years to give gold, furniture, and a scooter as dowry. Dowry is illegal, but the practice continues and is often linked to social status and even harassment. Bride wealth is practiced among some tribal groups, like the Khasi of Meghalaya, where the groom's family gives gifts to the bride's family. The Toda tribe gives buffaloes as part of marriage rituals. These exchanges are not just about money, they reflect respect, alliance, and status. Dowry and bride wealth shape power relations between families. They reveal how marriage can be both a social and economic contract. Gifts at marriage tell us about values and relationships. Marriage by capture is when a bride is taken by force or mock abduction, a tradition rooted in tribal customs. In Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand, Gond and Baigar tribes once staged mock abductions as part of wedding rituals. Asha from a Baigar village was captured by her groom's friends amid laughter and cheers, a symbol of tradition, not violence. Preferential marriage means marrying certain relatives is favored. Cross-cousin marriage is common in South India, especially among Tamil and Telugu communities. For example, a Tamil girl may marry her mother's brother's son, keeping property within the family. Parallel cousin marriage is less common, but seen among some Muslim groups. These practices show how marriage rules are shaped by culture, geography, and family needs. They create alliances, solve problems, and sometimes add drama to the wedding. Even unusual customs have deep roots in society. Marriage in India is a social institution shaped by history, culture, and necessity. From monogamy to polyandry, dowry to bride wealth, every rule tells a story. These stories reveal how Indians solve problems, build alliances, and pass on traditions. Understanding marriage through anthropology helps us see the big picture. We learn why some communities prefer cousin marriage, while others forbid it. We see how families adapt to change, loss, and new challenges. India's diversity makes its marriage customs rich and complex. By studying these practices, we appreciate the creativity and resilience of Indian society. We also become more aware of issues like gender, power, and justice. In the end, marriage is about more than rituals and rules. It's about people and their dreams. Anthropology helps us listen to these stories and learn from them.